Neville Goddard, The Power of Unlimited Imagination, Chapter 10, Your Destiny. Love is the only true power, and your power is in proportion to your love. When Scripture speaks of the violent taking the kingdom by storm, it is not referring to violent characters, but the power of love, which gives the force necessary to rise to a higher level of awareness. There is no ultimate destiny, for life is everlasting. There is no ultimate destiny for, understood psychologically in parentheses, life is everlasting. It is the appeasement of a hunger whose main force is desire. There is no ultimate destiny, for life is everlasting. It is the appeasement of a hunger whose main force is desire. You know, Neville says many times that basically we're hungry. We're consistently hungry. Man rises on the springs of his desire, with every level of the vertical line of the cross within him so organized that it will lift him through desire to higher and higher levels of himself. I, like all true teachers, teach the art of overcoming the violence that characterizes mankind's present level of being. Thank you, Neville. In many ways, we have advanced beyond our forefathers, but we have remained just as violent as they. It is my wish for you that you break your violent negative nature. For if you will rise in consciousness and find your destiny waiting for you. Every moment in time, you are offered the chance to prove your ability to overcome violence. How? Every moment in time, you are offered the chance to prove your ability to overcome violence. How? By assuming that consciousness is the only reality and that nothing has reality save the consciousness you have of it. In that assumption, you will find the sole cause of the phenomena of life. Your reactions to life define you. And as long as they remain as they are, your life will stay the same. Your reactions to life define you. How are you reacting to every single thing, every single thought? Thoughts are coming in and you're reacting to those. We just talked about that in the last episode. Basically, get out of the way. You're not taking me towards my objective, towards my desire, towards the end I have in mind. Out. Thoughts fly in, out, stop, boom, no, focus. Your reactions to life define you. And as long as they remain as they are, your life will stay the same. Your world is but a projection of your state of awareness. Consciousness is the only substance and the only cause of the phenomena of life. Therefore, it is impossible for change to occur until there is a change in consciousness. All that you consent to be it good, bad, or indifferent, is projected into your world through your eye of awareness. If security is your aim, you must establish an awareness of security, so strong that you can feel it and say within yourself, I am secure. You are free to consent to violence and grievances or security and peace of mind. Whatever you consent to by becoming aware of it will be yours. If there's any sentence you want tattooed on the back side of your eyelids on the inside, this is it. Whatever you consent to by becoming aware of it will be yours. I forget the quote, but there was two prisoners in jail. When they looked through the bars, one saw the stars and one saw the mud. What is it you're consenting to? Whatever you consent to by becoming aware of it will be yours. Do you want to see the mud, the mire, the muck, or do you want to see the stars? Do you want to see your desire come alive? Do you want to feel what it's like for your desire to be? For you to be sitting in that new car, for you to be in love with that new partner. Married, family, responsibility. Your aim is always just above the state where you now stand. Now listen to that sentence. Just above the state where you now stand. Love it. Okay, where do you stand? Right here, I am, all that is God. Our self-concepts stream forth from God, from all that is, from I am. We are any and a multitude of these throughout our whole life. We just keep hopping around, we keep ascending, we keep joining, rejoining, looking back, falling back, staying put, moving on. Your aim is always just above the state where you now stand. You're right here, you're single, you're not married, you want to be married, you want to be in love, you want to live the life of those wonderful trumpets that you're going to hear when you fall in love. And you want to be married and continue that love throughout. That's your new objective, that's where you are now. Here, you make the impression by imagining with feeling those experiences I just described, and you become that objective. Your aim consistently is always just above the state where you now stand. You're standing here, you get married, you're in love. In this state over here is you with kids. This state over here is you with kids and in a house. You and your partner, by the way, all of you, the whole family, in the new house. This is the new situation with new cars and motorhome where you go vacationing with the kids and you go to the river, etc., etc., etc. This is you over here. Kids are out of school. Now you're empty nesters. Now you're going on vacations. You're using the motorhome, or you're traveling, you're flying, you're going on cruises. Every state is consistent. Consistently, you're consistently aiming just above the state where you now stand. Throughout the day, ask yourself if you are conscious of your aim, and you will discover how near or how far you are from it. Throughout the day, ask yourself if you are conscious of your aim, and you will discover how near or far you are from it. If you are not conscious of being secure at the moment, claim that you are. The weak man must say, I am strong. Persist, and maybe tomorrow, as you observe your day, you will find the awareness growing stronger and stronger. Learn to stand alone by claiming, I am what I am because I am conscious of being it. Learn to stand alone by claiming, I am what I am because I am conscious of being it. What are you being? This is the main question. If you don't like what you're being, you have the power and the consciousness to work with to change it. Stop looking at others and start observing your reactions to their behavior. Turn within, here, where the three fingers are pointing, these ones. Turn within and change your violent nature to one of love. You know, I really feel lucky. There's a large era of music I kind of sort of grew up with in my 20s, basically. It was all about, Bob Marley Day. It was all about Peter Tosh. It was all about Rasta. It was all about reggae. It was all about love, one love. It was all about Rastafarianism. It was all about this message coming through the music that we used to enjoy at the beach and at the arena with the Bob Marley Day. All these, very entertaining acts. So many wonderful bands, so many wonderful artists. But they were typically singing about love, one love, Jah, etc. It was such a lucky, I don't like to make blanket judgments, but it was such a wonderful experience because we got to experience not an angry attitude through music, but one of a loving, uniting attitude through music. It was very wonderful. Though I don't like to lament the past, I'm just saying the record that was playing at that time that we chose to go and participate with was one of love, consistently in a loop of love. And you can do that now. I mean, you can do it whenever you want. But the point is, it just flew into my brain real quick that I often appreciate these eras that I might have experienced and just think, wow, that was cool. That fits everything I really like. Artists singing about love. Turn within and change your violent nature to one of love. It doesn't mean revision doesn't exist, by the way. Revision works wonderfully as a tool to use to change your past experience. Turn within and change your violent nature to one of love. Do that and you will ascend the ladder of life and reach your destiny. It is impossible to embody a new level of thought through the efforts of another. Remember, a couple videos ago, I was speaking about love and ho'oponopono. And I love you, thank you. I love you, thank you. I love you, thank you. Over and over. That is really such an effective thing to do. And all that is, we can call it ho'oponopono, but it's actually just imagining lovingly. Really. Gratitude and love. I love you, thank you. That's all that is. It doesn't have to have a special label and a bunch of mispronounced syllables. Try and spell it, right? It is basically turning your violent nature to one of love, climbing the ladder, reaching your destiny. It's impossible to embody a new level of thought through the efforts of another. The rock upon which you must stand is consciousness. All other ground is sinking sand. We talked about this as well. And when you go looking out here and all these different dating apps and all this different world that's going to deliver the goods for you, just spend more over here, give us your money, your time, and your thoughts. That's the sinking sand. Consciousness is where change happens. The rock upon which you must stand is consciousness. Boom, right here. I and my Father are one. My Father is greater than I. The conceiver and the conception are one. The conceiver is greater than the conception. The rock upon which you must, here he is saying must, stand, is consciousness. All other ground is sinking sand. It is the height of folly to expect the incarnation of a new concept to come out of the evolutionary process. The thing you are seeking must be incarnated before it can be made visible. There is a wide difference between knowing something mentally and knowing it spiritually. I can teach you the law of identical harvest. You can read how to apply the law through my books and mentally know the steps necessary to have wealth, but you will never know wealth spiritually until you consciously say within yourself, I am wealthy. Within yourself. I am wealthy. What are you falling asleep with in your mind? I am wealthy. I promise you, if you just take a look around, you are extremely wealthy. You're wealthy than most. Literally, physically, literally. But even more, way beyond what you think is what's making you wealthy, you have the pearl of great price. You have the consciousness now directed at your disposal to make anything a reality for yourself. And there is no limitation as far as aim is concerned. I don't agree with what he said right there. You can aim at anything. It isn't just one level above you, although try as you may, try as you might. Just see how many levels you can pass up. And if you pass up several levels, it's because you were already at that other level. So let's don't get lost on that level thing. I don't agree with that concept. I think we can go anywhere, any time. There's no time, right? You can read through the law. You can read how to apply the law through my books and mentally know the steps necessary to have wealth. But you will never know wealth spiritually until you consciously say within yourself, I am wealthy. I am wealthy. A man is sick because he is conscious of being so. Let the sick man say, I am well. Let the hungry man say, I am full. And the troubled man say, I am at peace. And their right consciousness will produce that which they are conscious of being. If you want to know what love is, you must become loving, for you cannot know a thing until you are it. Let's repeat this about 40 times. If you want to know what love is, you must become loving, because excuse me. If you want to know what love is, you must become loving, for you cannot know a thing until you are it. I used to always say, relationship really matters on what you bring to the party. If you're not bringing something to the party, what you try to get into a relationship to take something, to get something, it just always made, like, as a kid, I was told, respect your elders. That law or that rule never left me. And in adult life, I would see people not respecting their elders. I didn't understand why they weren't doing that, because I was told it, and I followed the rule. It just made sense. What made sense to me also is that when you get into a relationship of any kind, it's about what you can bring to the party. What are you bringing to the party? Are you showing up empty-handed? You're trying to go there and drink someone else's beer and then you can leave? If you want to know what love is, you must become loving. For you cannot know a thing until you are it. What you're bringing to the party, my opinion, it should be love. Nothing but, nothing more, nothing less. You bring that, the door's wide open. You don't even have to be carrying anything. You just bring love and you are welcome. You'll be able to tell. I am teaching the art of being, the art of spiritually knowing a state. In the book of Joel, we are told, let the weak man say, I am strong. This applies not only to the physical body, but to every facet of your being. Seek to know your desires spiritually, for only when the spirit feels the naturalness of the desire will it protect itself in the outer world. What a sentence. Seek to know your desires spiritually. It's enough just to figure out your desire. At least it was for me. Just go in there, shut the door, go in your closet, do your fishing, I am meditation. Seek to know your desire spiritually, for only when the spirit feels the naturalness of the desire will it, excuse me, I said protect earlier, I think. Let me clean the sentence. Seek to know your desire spiritually, for only when the spirit knows the naturalness of the desire will it project itself in your outer world. It's a projection. Always remember, you will never experience what you refuse to affirm as true of yourself. Wow. Bomb after bomb after bomb. I mean, whoa. Good golly. Always remember, you will never experience what you refuse to affirm as true of yourself. If you're not going to say, I am wealthy, if you're not going to say, I am healthy, if you're not going to say, I am loving, what are you expecting? You're showing up empty-handed, hoping someone else will feed you. You cannot show up without love and expect someone else to love you. It doesn't work like that. Go ahead and try. You're going to go ahead and try. You're going to take this, you're going to invest there, you're going to spend there. It's going to put its subconscious together for you because you're not doing it. You can, but you're not. You're going to go back and forth in this loop. It's going to do it. It's just going to be this constant loop over and over and over. And you're going to be angry and angry and angry and angry. And why does it never work? 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 I could just clip that piece right there and repeat it 100 times because you know what I'm talking about. Always remember, you will never experience what you refuse to affirm as true of yourself. I am wealthy. Your turn. I am healthy. I am loving and in love. Wow, how does that sound? How did that sound just thinking it? Maybe you're driving. Maybe you're on the couch watching TV. You and your partner are watching TV, but you're listening to this. Either way, wherever you are, how did that sound when you put that in there? Have you ever done that before? Have you done it but it doesn't seem successful? How did that sound? Get in front of the mirror next time you're coming out of the shower. I am wealthy. Look at your mirror image. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am loving and in love. In your own eyeballs. And then ask, how does this feel? Do I like how this feels? What would I be doing if this were totally true and I was really experiencing it? Because I'm just trying to convince myself, this self, of it. And since I'm starting somewhere, it's okay to have this be my first of impressions. I have a starting point. That's great. Because once you do this at least a little bit, this is already a fact. It's already a fact. It just needs now to become your shadow. Means your experience. Awaken. Become ever more aware of what is taking place within you. Lift up your cross and without turning to the left or to the right to ask another, turn within and consciously claim your aim, then watch it harden into fact. If you do not apply my words, you remain right where you are, for you must be a doer in order to be blessed with your deeds. You've already been down that road, Neo. Desire is hidden identity as you already are what you want to be. Desire is hidden identity as you already are what you want to be. Never would you have sought me had you not already found me. Never would you have sought me if you had not already found me. It's already found. You wouldn't even seek it if you had not already found it. Desire and the objectified physical reality of the same thing that you desire exist one and the same. You have already found me, otherwise you would have never sought me. Isn't it nice to break it down this way? I mean, Neville just saw it so plainly, so simply. The level of being you seek can be found by changing your reactions to life to conform to the level you wish to express. It is not necessary to use pressure, pull strings, or ask anyone to aid you. Pressure, pull strings, or ask anyone to aid you. It's all here. All you need to do is change your attitude. After clearly defining your aim, sincerely observe your inner conversations and your reactions with regard to them. After clearly defining your aim, sincerely observe your inner conversations and your reactions. Remember now, your inner conversations are going on all the time. Your inner conversations are friggin' constant. It's constant. When are you going to take charge of that frickin' noise? That noise is just, I don't know what's going on today. I mean, all of us have that, man. Don't even be confused. I don't care how wealthy you are or how not wealthy you are. I don't care how healthy you are or how not healthy you are. I don't care how in love you are or how not in love you are. There's a tape playing constantly. That tape befits the environment, the cloud coverage that's happening over this self-concept. Okay? There's a cloud over this self-concept. You change self-concept, now you have a new cloud of thoughts. You change self-concept again, now there's a new one. When you were single, it wasn't the same thoughts you had that you have now when you're married in love and raising a happy family. You're raising a happy family, it's not the same kind of thoughts you have in that cloud of your mind that you have when you're heading towards golden years, retirement years, going on vacation years. These thoughts are not the same as these thoughts. Who is controlling these things? Where are they coming from? Any of them that you think about, you're giving consent to. You can direct them. You can control them. If a thought comes in, Wait, Simon, wait. Remember the 12 disciplines of the mind. Are you going to accept that? Or do you have your gatekeeper ready to say, nope? Peter the rock. I think it's Simon and Peter, the first two, right? Not hearing. And then there's a blockade. No, that doesn't fit. You can change, even though there's a cloud around your current self-concept, you can change what you hear and what you don't hear. The 12 disciplines of the mind, the 12 disciples. And you can control these thoughts. That way you can make the impression. Now, if you don't control these thoughts, become in charge, listen, be discriminating, you're going to be playing that tape over and over again. You've been down that road, Neo, right? All you need to do is change your attitude. After clearly defining your aim, sincerely observe your inner conversations and your reactions with regard to them. When your thoughts and reactions are disciplined, remember the disciples, sorry, Neville, I didn't mean to jump ahead. When your thoughts and reactions are disciplined, your I will lift you to your higher level and fulfill your aim. Your fellow man is not to be condemned, but awakened. Does anybody give a flying, you know what? Does anybody care? Why should I be concerned about them? Why should I be concerned about him? Why should I be concerned about her? They're not doing anything for me. Please don't let that be what you think. We're in our own garden for a reason. He sent you. A special emissary sent you as his special emissary to take care of this garden. And even though you are ascending for him, doesn't mean everything around you doesn't need your attention lovingly. But you have to be able to give it to yourself to be able to give it to another. If you find your reactions are where you don't care about others, that means you don't care about oh, wait, what? Your fellow man is not to be condemned, but awakened. This is done by awakening yourself. As you rise in consciousness, you take all men with you. As you rise in consciousness, you take all men with you. As I said before, a rising tide floats all boats. You raise the tide. Think of your wonderful human imagination as the vertical line of the cross, limitless, with time as the cross section. You are free to ascend or lift up the cross, but you cannot rise until you deny your limitations. Let's give an image of that. Vertical line. Okay? Think of your wonderful human imagination as the vertical line. This line here. Excuse me. Yeah, that's right. Think of your wonderful human imagination as the vertical line of the cross, limitless, with time as the cross section. This is time. Okay? Wonderful human imagination, time. You are free to ascend or lift up the cross, but you cannot rise until you deny your limitations. You cannot rise until you deny what your senses are showing you, deny your limitations, make the impression. You cannot rise until you deny the limitations that this objective reality is saying, oh, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough partners or love. I don't have enough relationship. I don't have enough health. I feel sick. You have to deny what your senses are showing you. The five, what was that blind girl's 5 brothers, I think it was? The denial of your senses allows you to make the impression, because if you deny your senses, you can make the change. The change is inevitable, but you have to make the impression to get the expression. You have to deny what your senses are telling you. You are free to ascend up the cross, but you cannot rise until you deny your limitations. Christianity is a way of life. With your mental eyes wide open, Adopt Christianity by becoming aware of what it is. No matter how reasoning justifies acts of violence, don't accept them. If you do, you contribute to the state, and it is a state you do not want to experience. Clear your mind of the trees of traditional thinking. Become pure in heart, and you will see that consciousness is all, and all is consciousness. You will discover that the state you are conscious of being is the state made manifest. Isn't it that, is it really that simple? Is it that simple? The state you are conscious of being is the state made manifest. That is the end of chapter 10, Your Destiny. Man, what a great chapter. Wow. I really like this piece here. No matter how reasoning justifies acts of violence, don't accept them. If you do, you contribute to the state, and it is a state you do not want to experience. Not fun. Postscript. If you do not like what you are encountering in life, rearrange your thoughts by changing your consciousness. Form the state you desire and occupy it in your mind. This is how you transform self. As you yield to the state desired, watch your world. It will transform itself into the ideal held in consciousness. Where you stand, the ground is holy, for you are the temple of the living God. I love that one. I was listening to Neville for a large part of this 3 years I've been on this learn, study, analyze, investigate crusade of Neville. And I noticed, and I am not kidding, in Ho'oponopono, cleaning is saying I love you and thank you. And you can see the effect it has when you're cleaning on a building even. You can clean on a building like Victor, Neville's brother, was doing. He was cleaning. You can call it cleaning. He was saying I love you, thank you for his Neville and Sons. Goddard Industries, Goddard Enterprises, right? He even used his dad's initials, I think it was. I think it was J.N. Goddard and Sons. But that's cleaning. That's the same thing as saying I love you, thank you to that building. The building became theirs eventually, with another investor stepped in. As I was learning my Neville, I was riding my road bike multiple miles. I even went on as far as 112 miles, just listening to Neville lectures the whole time. I'd go and take one lecture, and this is hours on the road daily, and just play that same lecture over and over and over, ad infinitum, ad nauseum, ad whatever. I would just play it over and over. And so there were certain tracks I would take down the road, around these riverbeds, etc. There's bike trails everywhere. But there was a lot of trashed roads. And I was like, wow, these were roads in the middle of where you would not ever expect a trashed road to be. And over a couple years, I noticed I never cleaned on those roads. I just was listening to Neville. And as time would go on, over this period of 2.5 years of that writing, I saw the construction crews literally re-asphalting all those places I would ride. All those bumps and potholes and things I would always get in the habit of avoiding in certain areas, they were being upgraded. Now, and I after a while, I was like, in the third year, I was going over my same trails and revisiting old ones and streets and whatever, and I was like, wow, this is nice here now. What happened? And it's like the most unlikely patches being fixed, or streets or whatever. I was like, what is that? What is that? Did I bring that? Listen to this last postscript. Where you stand, the ground is holy, for you are the temple of the living God. And the answer to my rhetoric question is yes, You bring the love, you bring the magic. You bring it to the party. You bring the love to the party. I am loving, I am loving, I am love. You be love. Then you're all of a sudden invited. You are the one people want. I am love. All right. Wonderful chapter. Chapter 10, Your Destiny. We'll see you in the next chapter.